What's going on, YouTube? We gotta get race prepped. I'm gonna show you guys this in a second. It's loose again. Check out this adrenaline. You guys see that? Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, that's the adrenaline, baby. That's fun. That's so much fun. We are starting today's video at Ducati Cleveland mainly because I wanted to get race prepped for tonight. The chain was resting up against the swing arm a little bit, so I had that readjusted, so we're all set and ready to go here. This bike is still in my possession. I don't know when I'm going to be editing this video, but I have still not yet made a decision on what the next bike is going to be. I really want to get one of these 698s, but I also really want to get one of those 950s, so kind of torn, have no idea. Today we're going to be going to a Superbike meet, and we're taking the S1000. Last time I held one of these meets, it was absolutely insane in today's weather. Hello, I'm here. Fortunately, my registration for the H2 expired, and so I don't have access to the H2 at the moment. I can't ride it if it's not registered. Oh, but Matthew, it's a Superbike. It doesn't need to be registered. I ride without a license. I don't care. Here's the thing a lot of people do not consider when riding their Superbikes around is these things go through gas a lot, very quickly, and so you're going to be stuck fueling up at a gas station a lot of the time using a credit card that's tied to your name, and the cops can just roll up on you and nab you while you're filling up with gas. This is not a hard thing to do. It's a very known thing that cops will do. So no, I'm not going to ride my H2 unless it's got proper registration. I don't want to get that bike towed. This bike, however, it's got registration. It's still kind of, the Quickshifter on this bike is still being very hit or miss sometimes, but it's got an active lemon lock case, and until that's settled out, I can continue to ride it. I actually do plan on taking this bike back probably sometime next week because it's still doing that, and I just want everything to be documented properly about this bike. Didn't have the time to take it up this week, but next week, however, I'll be filming that whole experience, and that'll be a fun time. In the meantime, today we're going to be going to a Superbike meet down south a little bit, and last time this meet was held, it was absolutely massive. Everybody in the area came and showed up. Cops were called, bikes were running, it was super cool, and so I decided, since I'm on my own today, I'm going to be filming it for you guys. But for me, with my fully faired S1000 with this gigantic windscreen, I think we're going to be just fine. Very windy on the highway today, so I'm just getting blown around, but here we are. This is Thrill Point Motorsports. Never bought anything from this dealer. Anything I've ever been interested in has been priced very high, so I'm not a huge Thrills Point motor sales guy, but this is pretty alright. It's not as big as it was last time, but I don't know where to park. Oh, there's people over there. I'm gonna try to sneak by here. Excuse me. I just want to try to leave a little getaway. The best bike I've ever bought. Yeah, no, it's awful. It's not pretty, but she gets the job done. It's the same thing with this, but whatever. It's more function over form.
You do YouTube?
I do.
Are you, you have the MT-07?
I have an MT-07 H2 V4 in this.
I knew you were from Ohio. I didn't know if you were going to come to this or not.
Oh, I came to the last one too.
What's up, bro?
What's going on?
Folks with the bike, bro.
What's up?
Yeah, I folks with the bike.
This bike?
Yeah, S1K.
Are you joking, or?
No, I'm joking.
I was gonna say, it's still having issues. I was gonna take it up this week, but I just got busy.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep. The Quickshifter's still like bogging out on me the entire way here, so I'm just like, whatever. I don't.
Hey, this one still looks nice though.
Yeah, I put a lot of work and money into it. It's really annoying.
Bro, no, I understand, bro. I mean,
they're great bikes. They ride great. I finally learned how to wheelie it, but
Oh, you wheelie this?
I just did a little one right here.
Oh, bro, damn, I missed it. I was recording too and shit.
I tried to get it up a little bit, but
Bro.
I ran out of room because there was cars. But yeah, very second gear. You can just pop it up and sounds wicked. It's very smooth to control because the throttle's very steady.
I fucked with this like heavy, bro.
Yeah.
I saw you pulling. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, like 20 miles.
That's cool.
Yeah, they sold it for 18K. Yeah, no, yeah, 18K is ridiculous.
I will say though, this is the cleanest of this gen I've ever seen in my life.
The cleanest what?
The cleanest of this generation.
Oh, I mean, yeah, because it's got 21 miles on it. Whoever bought it literally shipped it home from the dealer, rode it once, figured it wasn't for them, and put it back for 10 years.
Shit himself, and then was like, ah,
dude, 10 years old, they sold it for 18K. That's ridiculous.
I don't even think this gen, like this year, was 18K new. It might have been close. Yeah.
Scream in your name, buddy. Everything here is overpriced. Yeah.
And they, you know, my bike that retails for $17,500.
What?
My bike retails for $17,500.
Your Gixxer, yeah.
You know what they offered me for?
What? Yeah.
I want this thing's crazy.
Yeah, they're gonna sell it.
18.
They're gonna sell it for 18, dude. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not even kidding. I came here to buy a Gixxer a few years ago, and they were trying to give me it was a used one with like 400 miles on it. They wanted me to pay 18K for it. I was like, no. Back in like 2022, dude. I'm like, no, absolutely not.
You don't like my MT10? Come on, now you love that thing. Cross playing. Come on.
I like windshield.
So, come on. This is their M1000. They're probably selling this thing for quite a pretty penny. Loki wanted one of these not too long ago. Over the winter, I was very tempted to buy one of these just because it's basically a naked S1000, which I've sung the S1000's praises before. It's a great bike, but this was all before I had problems throughout the early season and late season with my S1000, so I think I'm well beyond the want for the M1000. Now this S1000, they just sold for $18,000. Listen, not gonna dump on somebody for picking their bike. Maybe it's someone who really wanted this back in the day and now is in a better financial position to afford it. Maybe that's their cup of tea. To me, I don't think I could ever pay $18,000 for a 10-year-old bike, unfortunately. I will say this dealership has a very strange habit of finding very clean, low-mile bikes from a bygone era. It's almost like a time cap. Like, look at all these late model year R6s they just have sitting here. This is from a very bygone era. Very strange to see all these sitting here. And they have this 2012 R1 and the championship color with only 39 miles on it. It's insane to see a bike this old in this type of condition. It literally looks fresh off the showroom floor back in 2012. So all the older viewers who are watching today, I hope you guys are getting a kick out of these old bikes, and maybe it's taking you to a blast of the past. If I ever had to get a cruiser, these Indian Scouts would probably be at the top of my list, but I still feel like that's still a very long ways away. We have all these Gixxer Thows right here. Honda, if you guys need a reliable superbike. And I think it's about as far as it goes for interesting bikes in this dealer. They have the hybrid up there if you're interested. This is the hybrid. This is a new hybrid motorcycle that Kawasaki came out with. The 7 hybrid. Not really my taste, if I'm going to be honest with you. If there's any more interesting bikes here, anything noteworthy, so I can flex my knowledge of motorcycles out here. I'm sure I'm going to miss something, and someone in the comments is going to be like, oh, that's my favorite bike, and you skipped right over it. There's a lot going on here. I'm trying to figure this out. Motorrad boy on his V4. Probably gonna say hi to him. I wanted to look at that Daytona over there, but it's alright. We'll go say hi to the friend. Friendship's more important than a Triumph. Okay, you're going over here now. Alright, we're going this way now. Guess we're going in circles. Pick a spot. I'm like, bro, I'm chasing you around. I'm chasing you around here.
I know, I'm sorry.
I saw you like did a full. I'm like, come on, pick a spot. Sorry to hear about the oil leaking, dude.
All right here.
Oh my goodness.
This is from riding here to Brunswick, coming back.
That sucks to see, man. It was fine before you got valves done?
Fine. The valves weren't even out of spec. They just fucked my bike up.
Another guy having dealership problems where they took apart his bike, put it back together wrong, which sucks because he's had that bike probably 20,000 miles with no issues. And it's just now when they put his bike back together, they probably didn't seal everything down correctly, and it's tragic. This is why a lot of people just don't even bother with valve services, because it's the hardest thing to do. And even when you take it to a trusted mechanic, it's not guaranteed to be done correctly. Most trusted mechanic is always going to be yourself. If you're going to be riding these super sport bikes at the speeds that I know this kid's doing it. I mean, look at him, he's wearing full leathers, obviously ripping this. I've seen this kid rip it. If you're going to be riding these bikes, it's probably best to be working on them yourself. And hopefully he gets it fixed, because it sounds like he paid a pretty penny. That sucks to not get the service that you deserve. What's up?
Sweatshirts, I'll give you a throw point sweatshirt for one of yours.
I gotta get more on order. A word. Yeah, he rips that bike, had no problems with it. That sucks that it's not even like a bike problem, it's just a dealership problem. I feel like it's, what's up?
Is it still leaking?
Yeah, it's all over the side of his bike. Oh, what's up?
This is my first day back out since I seen you last.
No way. What do you ride?
I had that white It's on my dirt bike when I crashed.
I think I remember talking to you, dude. Oh my god.
I hear a lot of things about this bike, like you either have no problems or a lot of problems.
Very hit or miss, so.
Unfortunately, they dodge you.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's just a bad dealer. Yo, what's up?
I don't think I've ever officially met you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Ski up front here with me. You want to come out to this September 21st. We're going to K1 Motorsports, the go-karting place in Canada. And it's going to be a crazy event.
What's up? Thank you, brother. Thumbnail. What's up?
Can I take a video of you like stepping on it?
Sure, man. Word. I welcome it. Of course. I got you. So many of you guys came up. That was so cool. I really hope that was a good enough thumbnail. So many of you guys came up and said hi. That was so cool. Makes me so happy. I love it when people come up and say hi. So while I was at this bike meet, I had someone who recognized me came up and asked me, Matthew, are you aware of how much hate that you get? And I know typically addressing haters is like not really something you're supposed to do, but this was someone who's like genuinely confused. They were like, oh, I see these videos all the time saying, you know, you're ruining bike talk. And I'm gonna give my opinion on that real quick. Oh yeah, what's up? Just grabbing a quick photo with so what I think is a lot of people don't realize is that I make a very diverse amount of content on TikTok. I post every single day, sometimes twice daily. And with doing that, to keep myself from getting bored, I post many variations of different types of content, all including motorcycles, but I'll post like gym videos, stuff with my shirt off, I'll post skits, comedy stuff with my friends, videos of where I'm just talking to myself. All this stuff I consider to be like genres on my page. And so the problem is TikTok is just an endless scrolling app, and as people are scrolling through, they are being force-fed content that their For You page thinks that they want to see. And unfortunately, since a lot of these, usually men, interact with a lot of my just call it shirtless content, stuff that they truly don't want to see, but if they interact with it, commenting something like, oh, I don't like this, or Matthew Woods is fruity, or whatever, like whatever, like people saying whatever they want to say, by them interacting with it, it just means TikTok is just going to show them more and more of that type of content. TikTok's smart. They know how to keep people on that app. And so these people get this impression that I only make one type of content. I saw this dude, like the last shirtless video I posted was like 31 days ago, and he commented or like made a video saying like, oh, Matthew Woods posted another shirtless TikTok. It's like, dude, the last one I posted was like a month ago. Like what? Like it's old, bro. And look, people are gonna say what they're gonna say, but it's just like, I got someone coming up to me in person asking me, do you understand what type of hate you get? And I'm like, yeah, I understand. I don't get it, but I'm aware of it. Do I think it's warranted? Probably not. But people are gonna say what they're gonna say, and I can't really do anything about that anyway, so fuck. I've never been about pleasing people anyway. I like doing what I'm gonna do. I do like constructive criticism. I don't mind that. But there's a difference between constructive criticism and just like flat out being like, oh, everything you do is stupid. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not very helpful at all. And look, bro, I love making content. I try to be as entertaining as possible, and I'm gonna try to listen to people and try to make more interesting and entertaining content. But if I'm gonna be honest, bro, if all you want to see me do is pop wheelies and run from the cops, bro, you're not gonna see it on this page. Like straight up. I show my face, I have my name on here. Everything I do is associated with me. I'm not gonna post it, bro. Sorry. There's better pages that will do that for you.